forgot to turn this on.
I'm like, I had my hands in my...
There we go. There we go. What up, everybody? It is January 25th, 2022. Welcome to day 25 on Adventures with VP. Let's get it rolling. Shout out to our partner channels, Happily Ever Yachty and Adventures of Gonzo. Our friends Dadbuildz and Viper Project. Don't forget, Roundtable Late Show is Monday nights.
Yep.
So we just had it last night at 9:30 over on the Viper Project. Shout out to Precise Signs, as you see there, made our Roundtable Late Show sign, as well as Adventures with VP. Central Florida Novelty and Gifts, our friends Josh and Amy, best customer service around. CFLNoveltyandGifts.com. Check them out for sure. TheLivePlace.com, your channel for family-friendly live streaming and Magic of the Mouse Radio. So, hope y'all are having a fantastic Tuesday. Yes. Here in Central Florida, it's been a wet one. It's been raining all day long.
And cold.
It's been cold for us. Like right now.
Yeah, because you don't like to turn on the heat.
It's only 50 outside.
Got me in a sweater over here.
We got home a little bit ago.
Yeah,
calm down. What up, Illimar, for the love of Disney? What up, Sandy?
Hi, Sandy.
Angela.
Hi,
from Diz Our Dream. What up? Catherine Wilby. Hello.
Hi.
AAA Sparkles. What is up?
Hi.
So we were supposed to go to the parks today, hang out with some friends, but I'll be honest, since we're local and we're fortunate enough to live here, when it rains, we don't typically go to the parks. Nah, we typically don't do that. And if it's cold and wet, nah, this one's...
See, Angela says it's way too cold for me. You don't have your heat on?
No. Angela, I still have my ceiling fans on high.
He does. So I have to
and in the bedroom.
I have to walk around the house with blankets and socks. I would show you my socks, but let's see. Then my foot gets. See, I have my socks. Why'd you?
Sorry.
Hello, I'm trying to show my socks. See my Tweety socks? They're nice and warm socks. But yeah, and I have a space heater, so that helps me.
I mean, the space heater's good.
Whatever.
I'm saying.
I need to hide. I think.
What up, Gonzo? What up, Cap?
Gonzo.
What's good?
Hi.
Look, she says she sleeps with the AC.
Oh no, girl, it's too cold. Way too cold. No.
Francisco, what up?
Francisco, what a fun name to say. I love saying Francisco. Francisco. Tweety socks.
Oh, yeah, I know why. Warm. There we go.
What
it wasn't turned up properly.
Oh.
Thank you. Where are we at?
Hi, Cap.
She says your Tweety socks look warm.
They are.
Yes, we have a space heater downstairs because the upstairs is warmer. Really? That's interesting. Normally it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Josh and Amy, what up?
Hi,
how
Josh
you doing? So today, besides being cold, and we just kind of hung out, ran some errands, had a little date night, and then Mylene tagged along.
Got dressed, and then he matched me.
No. Definitely
Look
not.
at the color scheme here.
I got dressed first.
It
does matter.
No, I didn't see your shirt.
It doesn't matter. You can't say I copied you if I got dressed first.
You did copy me.
But I got dressed first.
But I thought about this outfit first.
Oh, so I'm not a mind reader.
Well, didn't say
what
you
up,
were.
Richard Scott?
Hi,
Welcome
Richard.
in. Good evening. Let's see.
Yeah, heat rises. That's true.
Oh, yeah, duh. Oh, my God. Sorry. I've been all out sort of wax lately. You're right. Heat rises. My bad. For some reason, I was thinking the opposite. I was thinking, doesn't heat go down? No, but heat goes like this.
Hi, Jada Marie Pacheco. Oh, I like that last name.
Jada Marie, what up?
Pacheco.
So after having a chill day, wanted to talk to you guys. You know, we've talked about a few things this year so far. We've talked about, you know, you matter. We talked about, you know, someone out there loves you and they need you. You're not worthless. You are worthy.
Yes.
And so the next we talked about the 5 love languages. So hopefully you guys went and took the quiz for that. If you didn't, please go back and go to
Sparkles.
5lovelanguages.com and take that and have everybody in your family take it so you guys can know how to better communicate your love to each other.
Yeah.
What up, Anna? Welcome in.
Hi, Anna.
So, Gonzo says he has a personal Heat Sandra wife.
Nice. You cuddle? Because
So,
I don't do cuddling. I don't cuddle.
I mean,
I do space heater, blankets, and then sometimes when my toes are cold, then I'll like stick them on him.
yeah, which I don't mind because I'm a furnace. So the next thing I wanted to bring up and talk to you guys about is unforgiveness, and forgiveness for that matter, because they go hand in hand.
Right.
You know, a lot of people, they always say, some people will say, "Oh, I'll forgive, but I won't forget," which is fine. Other people will say, "I'll never forgive them," which is not fine. And I think a lot of people have a big misconception when it comes to forgiving someone.
Right. But before we say our thoughts, who do you think forgiveness is for? Do you think forgiveness is for the other person, or do you think forgiveness is for yourself when you forgive somebody? Let me know what you think.
Oh, look, guys, by the way, I got a snack tonight. I didn't get any more chips, but at least I have something.
The chips were so good.
Yeah, those chips are good.
They were.
So, yeah, so to go off Arlene's question, who do you think forgiveness is for? When you're forgiving someone who's wronged you, and you're forgiving them, and that is super loud in this.
Sorry. It's my bracelet. Sorry. Oh, here.
Sparkle says, it is for ourselves. Forgiveness is huge.
Okay.
Ilimar says, other person because they feel bad.
Okay.
Thank you, Sparkles. Anyone else? Before we dive into it and talk about it a little bit. Is both an okay answer? Because that's what I'm thinking. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not a professional psychologist, psychiatrist, however, whichever one it is. So I can't tell you whether right, wrong, or indifferent. I can tell you guys based on
Hi, Mike and Wendy.
our own experiences and what we've learned through the years.
Yeah.
What up, Mike and Wendy? Hope y'all are staying warm, even though I know you're not because you're in Chicago and it's freezing. Catherine says, yourself, you can't move on until you forgive, and it may take time to get there.
Yeah, I mean, there's no wrong or right answer, but this is, like he said, based on our experiences and what we've learned about it. Because at first, I'm going to say I was.
Well, I mean, our carnal nature, our fleshly self is like, no, I'm not going to forgive them. It's them.
Yeah. You did it.
Mike Wazowski says -25 tomorrow morning.
Ooh.
No.
Yeah, seriously.
No.
We'll come visit you when it's warmer.
Yeah. Definitely won't be going to Chicago anytime soon. So when it comes to forgiveness, a lot of people think, what up, Molly?
Hi,
How's it going?
Molly.
Welcome in.
Welcome in.
A lot of people think I'm forgiving that person. They did me wrong, and I'm forgiving them because they did it wrong, right?
But what if they don't accept your apology?
Well, and that's where the truth about forgiveness comes in at. Because you don't need someone else to accept that. They don't need to accept your forgiveness. Because at the end of the day, forgiveness is for yourself. As Catherine said, you can't move on until you forgive. And it's so true because you're holding on to that.
Right.
You're holding on to the emotion and the anger that is tied. You're holding on to the anger tied to that event.
Yeah.
And you personally can't grow, you can't heal, you can't move forward in your life until that forgiveness is done. That it has to mend, you know, like a bridge. Until that bridge of forgiveness is built over that hurt, you're going to go and you're going to fall right back down into that hurt place.
Yeah.
You have to forgive to build a bridge of forgiveness over that to be able to get to the other side and move on. And it is 100% for yourself. The other person, as crazy as this may sound to you, the other person doesn't even need to hear that you forgave them.
Right.
Somebody could intercede for them and for you to, they could stand in that person's place and you talk to that person as if they are that other person and you forgive them.
Right.
It has...
I think just speaking it out loud is a hi, Carla and Kiko. Welcome in.
What up, Carla?
It's forgiveness is like if you speak it out loud, you know, and just say, I forgive so-and-so for whatever they did to you. I think that's a way of like, just like it's off my shoulders. I can move on. I can, because if you're hanging on to it, you don't even speak it. It's like you're just holding on to that and you're not ready to let it go. So if you're just ready to let it go and you have somebody to forgive, you know, I challenge you to do that right now and forgive that person so that you can feel some kind of weight lifted off your shoulders. Because sometimes that weight is like really, really heavy to carry.
Yeah. Angela says, I agree. We have to move on. I also think that if you forgive that person, it may make them feel better.
Yes, that too.
If that's what you want. If
that's what they need to hear. You can go to that person and tell them, look, I think that's a bigger, like, if you can do that, that's huge. Because it takes a lot of courage to go to that person and say, look, I'm so sorry for hurting you or for doing what I did or saying what I said.
That you apologizing though.
Right.
What up, Elena? Welcome in. Aloha. But if they did you wrong,
yes,
you're not going to say sorry to them.
No, you're not.
What if they don't care?
Yeah, they might not care. Then you still have to forgive them in your own way. Yeah, I agree. Yep.
I mean, obviously it's nothing's cookie
Hi,
cutter.
Elena. Aloha.
There's no one cookie cutter situation or scenario that's going to apply to everything. Each scenario is going to be a little different, but for the most part, you're going to have, for the most part, it always comes back to you're forgiving that person for yourself so that you can heal, so that you can move on. Because you can tell yourself all day long until you're blue in the face, no, I don't have any issues with XYZ. I don't have any problems with this at all. But if somebody brings up XYZ or something happens and you get triggered even for a split second.
Hi, Marlon. Welcome in.
What up, Marlon? How's it going? You still have unforgiveness towards that person. Yeah. And that's something that needs to be dealt with. You can say, I'm not angry at all, but if there's some kind of emotion that's coming out of that, then you haven't really dealt with it and you're not able to move on. So, make sure that you're being honest with yourself first off. Yes, everything is going to be different. I had to forgive Jeff for buying the monorail without telling me first. You know what's funny about that? So Jeff, he bought the monorail, right? And he was like, oh, I'm so glad I bought it because when I went back, it was sold out. How many monorails did we see when we went the other day?
You're going to start something. Oh, don't listen to him, Angela. Don't. He's just, I don't know. I didn't see.
I mean,
stop it.
It was on the live.
Stop.
So, oh, shit. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. What up, Garrett? Great
Hi,
stream last night or early this morning, I should say. Sorry I couldn't stay later. I would have loved to. Let's see. Richard says holding on to any negative feelings, especially anger, is like taking a teaspoon of poison and waiting for the other person to get sick. They don't, and the only one that is sick and upset is you. Facts. Well said. Because
Very true. That's carrying poison in your heart.
yes,
That's carrying, even if it's a little bit, it's like I constantly have to, because it's, when somebody does you wrong, it's like, I'm human, so I can't just, I do say, oh, I forgive you and I forgive them in my heart, but sometimes something triggers it. And then again, I have to say, well, I forgive them. Yeah. And I constantly have to say that, so that I don't grow that poison in my heart.
Yeah.
So.
And that's 100%. And that's why I say you also have to be honest with yourself, because you'll find yourself telling you, oh no, I don't have any ill feelings for them. Mm-hmm. But then when somebody brings them up or they're going to come around, you get all anxious, you get all nervous, you get angry, and you're not being honest with yourself that you really haven't fully, truly dealt with that situation. Yeah. So we don't lie to yourself. Mm-hmm. You got to be honest with yourself first. Yeah. Sometimes that's hard.
It's so hard.
Angela, as you heard, I can't tell you. You can go back and watch the live from Magic Kingdom the other night, but I can't tell you.
Stop it. We don't want to destroy marriages here.
No, we are helping. We're helping relationships and people. She already forgave him, so she has to move on.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
She already forgave him.
Yeah. That's true. That's true, Angela.
Angela, at least he didn't buy the 50th train set.
Oh, she goes, good point. I'm going to go make him return it.
No, but at least he didn't buy the 50th train set. The 50th train set's $500.
Oh my gosh.
It's expensive.
That's crazy.
So,
crazy.
Based on what we've said so far, what are your guys' thoughts? Have you found yourself in a situation, maybe even recently, or maybe you've, wondered, why do I still feel this way about a certain situation when I'm telling myself I've already moved on and I've already let go of that?
Yeah.
I think about what are they going through in their lives to trigger negative behaviors. It takes time to learn how to handle it on both sides. It does. Mm-hmm. It does.
Yeah. I think so.
I can just reason very well, Angela.
I don't forgive really bad behavior.
Well, I'm glad you're being honest and open.
Yeah.
And vulnerable, because I would say back in the day, I would have had the same sentiment as you, Mike. And that's where the old stubborn VP would have been, no, I'm not forgiving them. Nope. They did me dirty. I don't have to forgive them. But true forgiveness at the end of the day is for yourself.
Yeah.
It's not for them.
And
you don't forgiving. Now, let me
take this off because it is making a lot of noise.
Forgiveness does not mean that I have to accept and tolerate your bad behavior again.
Correct.
I can still value my worth and I can still guard my heart and soul. I don't need to, because I forgave you doesn't mean I'm a doormat. That is not what that means.
Yeah.
You are a stronger person if you're able to forgive and move on than to hold that unforgiveness inside.
That's true. And it doesn't mean that you have to have that person around or, interact with them. It just means that you forgave them. That's all it means.
Yeah.
It means, you know what? If I have to pray for them, for good to happen to them, that's a way that you know that you've truly forgave them, is if you can wish them well. If you don't pray, that's fine. But if you can wish them well, that means that you forgave them. And I agree with Carla and Kiko.
Yeah, I'll get down there in a sec.
I'm stubborn. It's hard for me to forgive. I was like that, you know. I was like that, but you know, just again, you don't have to be around that person, but forgiveness feels so much lighter. Your life gets so much easier. So, you know, it's important to forgive for yourself, not for that person, but for yourself.
Yeah, and Carla was saying, all I can say is that it's easier to forgive a friend than a family member.
It is.
And I agree with that. Only because through my experience, and us helping and counseling youth when we were leaders in the youth group at church, is family members, and this is not all of them, so please don't don't send me DMs. But it's almost like family members think they have carte blanche to keep hurting you.
Yeah.
Right? And so, and because they're family, sometimes we feel obligated to continually be around them,
right,
which allows them to keep hurting us. And like what Arlene was saying earlier, because you forgive them doesn't mean you have to be around them. It doesn't mean you have to tolerate that anymore, like I said. That goes with family too.
Yeah.
You can cut them off.
It's okay.
You can tell them, no, this is not okay. This is not right.
Right.
And we're not going to do this.
It's important to set boundaries and to have them be respected, I think. You know, I've had to do that many times. It's the hardest thing that you ever have to do, but if you're consistent, it'll start to work, because you don't have to be mean and you don't have to be vengeful, but you do have to be consistent and firm and just keep saying, no, I'm not, no, that's not okay. That I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to speak to me in that way. Whatever it is you don't want to be done, you know, it's okay to do it. Is it hard to do? Yeah. You know, but if that person doesn't like it, you can always get up and walk away. And, you know, I've done that many times, is get up and walk away. And, you know, instead of you doing something or saying something that you'll regret later, it's like it's more hurt. I don't want to say it's more, maybe it is. It was more hurtful. And in my situation that I'm thinking you know, that I was in, it was more hurtful to them for me to walk away from the situation every single time than to sit there and argue with them.
Yeah. Because a lot of times those people just want a reaction out of you.
Right.
So Angela says, yes, perhaps forgive just to release the anger from your heart.
Yeah.
Then don't bother with that person anymore.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
I have moved on with no more anger, which you may not have anger, but, and this is something that Mike, you and I can definitely talk more about in depth at another time, but when I tell you unforgiveness sits in there and it lurks, it's almost like a mold that doesn't go away.
Right. Like he could probably talk to you about that person and it'll trigger you like some reaction, or like your hands start going or your face starts going. So that's how you know, or you keep talking about the same situation over and over and over again. That's how you know that you have unforgiveness in your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, Carla says, I love that sign right behind you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank
you can actually reach out to Precise Signs. Oops, let me get that comment off. He has a YouTube channel as well as an Instagram. So you can reach out to Precise Signs and purchase one of your own. He does amazing work.
Yep.
We are very happy with the way it came out.
Yeah.
Let's see. Garrett says, forgiveness is one of the hardest things because of our pride. Facts. Pride is such a freaking... I hate...
Joke. It's a joke.
No, but
to be prideful.
Yeah, but it's a lie that we're taught from little.
I think so.
Society lies to us about having pride and what pride is. And so pride blocks so many blessings in our lives.
Yeah.
I think we believe if we hold on to it, we can justify our hurt and hardened hearts.
Right.
I agree.
I think if we didn't have so much pride, like we'd be able to talk to each other and figure it out, you know, even with family members or friends or whatever.
Hey, Pure Hangout. What up, Nick?
We'd be able to resolve our issues and just kind of move on without any hurt. But because of the pride, it's so hard to just be like, hey, dude, I'm sorry I did that to you. Let's just be friends and move forward. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Very well said, VP and Arlene. Being firm on drawing good boundaries, dysfunctional or bad behaviors. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, good boundaries, it took us years to learn how to draw boundaries and set boundaries with family.
Yeah.
And it was really hard. But over time, it became easier.
Yeah.
Boundaries are important in all facets of life. I mean, think about it. For those of you that are parents, you start teaching kids rules, boundaries. You know, our middle son, he was so stubborn. Like,
oh my God.
If this was a line, right? We'd be like, dude.
So just explain to them, when I was in the kitchen cooking, like they were little, they weren't allowed in the kitchen while I was cooking, just in case I had a pot of hot water or a pot of oil. I didn't want them to get burnt or hurt.
Yeah.
So I would tell them, when mom's cooking, you stay out of the kitchen. And so I would tell them, you're not allowed to pass this line. And so Marcus,
he would go and he would take his little toes.
And he goes, you mean this one, mommy? Mommy, this one?
And he would put his toes right on the line.
It's like, you little stinker. I'm going to...
Yeah.
And, oh, my goodness.
But people will push those boundaries. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not just our kids. It's our...
Hi, Paul. Welcome in.
It's everyone else.
Hi,
what up,
Dadbuildz?
Dadbuildz? Welcome in. Anger and resentment
Nick.
is the easy path sometimes.
Yeah.
No, it is the easy path. I wouldn't say sometimes. That is the easier path because it takes a bigger person to drop their pride and to humble themselves.
Yeah.
It's hard to be humble and without pride.
It is.
What up, Paul? Welcome in.
Hi, Paul.
Listen, I'm trying to get caught up. Y'all are fantastic tonight in chat.
Yes.
Very true. Man.
Oh,
right when I get to the bottom, it jumps right back all the way to the top. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Debbie, what up? How's it going?
Welcome in.
Deborah, hello. How's it going?
Hi, Dreamer Deborah. Welcome in. So good to see you.
Well, tonight we've been talking about unforgiveness.
Let's see.
What up, Chris? How's it going?
Hi, Chris.
Welcome in. For my own good, I had cut off relationships with relatives because they cause a lot of damage. Throughout the years, we each have had to do the same.
Yeah, but like sometimes when you give them time and you forgive them, and I don't know, just God has a way of working
Katrina,
things
what
out.
up?
And time has giving them time, like, oh, maybe I don't know. For us, that's kind of worked. When you give time and forgiveness, it just it seems to work out, because I'm a true believer in giving people lots of chances. Unless they deeply it's super bad behavior and it's toxic, then I cut them off. For my own health, for my own mental health. But I like to give people chances because I don't want to miss out on good relationships, and people bless my life. So I just, it's just me. I like to do that.
Garrett says, laugh out loud. Sounds like Gabe, Arlene. Gabe just goes past the line. So Marcus did too sometimes. Mm-hmm. And then he would learn real quick that you don't do that.
Right. One time.
Hey, Disney fanatics, Holly, how's it going?
Hi.
Yes, chat is amazing
Yeah.
tonight.
So one time with Marcus, here's another there's another time that Marcus
So hold on, real quick. So does this go with last night? And did she have to forgive you, or did you have to forgive her? Go ahead.
So anyways, Marcus was like really hungry, and I guess, you know, I overslept a little bit, and he was like, what, maybe
Marcus
3 years old?
or Mike?
Marcus, because
I don't know what
he
story
took,
you're telling.
anyway,
so go ahead.
he took everything out of the fridge. Every single thing that was in the fridge, he took it out and put it on the floor. And when I came out, he was like eating the peanut, but it was, I mean, everything was on the floor. And I was like, I forgive you, son. I forgive you. But, you know, I couldn't be mad at him. He was just trying to survive.
Yeah, he's trying to find something to eat.
Anyway.
Sometimes when we put people on a pedestal and they hurt us, it hits harder. Oh, no. Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm also a firm believer that we don't put people on pedestals. The next person, no matter how successful that person is, at the end of the day, they're still a human. They're still a normal person.
Yep.
They may be super successful. They may be super talented.
They feel like us. They talk like us. They dress like us. They use the bathroom like us. Hello. So, no, we shouldn't be putting people up on a pedestal.
Yep. So, Garland says, I keep everyone on the same level. Yes. So when they fail, it doesn't surprise me. Facts, because people are going to disappoint you. It sucks. We're not perfect. Wow. We screw up all the time.
I don't put him on a pedestal. I love him tons, but I don't do that because I know there are times where he can disappoint me, and that's where disappoint me, and it hurts even more, right? Because he's my husband. But you know, I have to find it within myself to forgive him, you know, and just move forward and share my feelings with him as my husband and tell him why he hurt me. I hate to do that sometimes because that's when pride kicks in, but then I have to remind myself, how is he going to know if I don't share what hurt me with him? So
no, I mean, communication is key. Katrina says, I've had to cut my mom and sister out of my life because they were so toxic, so I couldn't keep them in my lives anymore. Sometimes, unfortunately, it gets to that point. And in those situations, you don't forget about them. You still pray for them. You pray for change. Yeah. If that change doesn't come, you know, that it is unfortunate. I pray that every relationship is able to mend and get together again. The reality of it is some aren't, whether they're family or not, you know.
Right.
It's those unfortunate things. Sometimes you have to struggle to get over the hurt. It takes a while to get over the hurt and forgive. Not necessarily forget, though. 100%. We don't need to forget. We don't need to become a doormat.
Right.
So we don't need to forget it. Now, if the pain is too bad, depending on what was done, yeah, we need to forget that. Like, we don't need to remember a traumatic event, but we can still forgive. That's how, like, I'm sure you guys have seen people in courtrooms and stuff where they've had a loved one murdered, for example, and the family says, I forgive that person. You know, that's for them to be able to move on. It doesn't mean that they're going to go have dinner with that person now.
Right.
They're not going to go visit them in prison.
Right.
You know?
You don't have to do that. It's for yourself.
And Ilimar, how many chances is too much? That's a personal thing. There's not a cookie cutter answer to that because each relationship's going to be different. I personally am a second chance person, depending on the person in the situation, maybe even more. But what I won't do is I won't become a doormat. If it's something that keeps reoccurring.
Well, you have to, for me personally, is, so I take it like, and this is just me again, I take it biblically, right? So the Lord says, forgive, if forgive over and over and over and over and over again, because forgiveness is for you.
Oh yeah, the
Right.
forgiveness part, yes.
But as far as letting that person in your life, that's your personal choice.
Right.
That's depends on how much you can take them. If you're not giving them boundaries, you have to give them boundaries. If you don't give them boundaries, then you're going to be one upset lady.
Yep.
So you have to give that person boundaries, and you have to tell them, exactly what you're expecting of them. If you don't tell them, then they're going to.
I was I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
we've all had jobs, whether you're retired now or you're currently working. When you went to your job, the very first thing they did was they gave you expectations. They set you expectations of what you were expected to do, how you were expected to act. If they didn't do that, how are you supposed to know?
Right.
Just because your family or even friends, how does the next person know that comes into your life how to treat you except by what they have done in their past,
Right.
what you've done in your past, and then when those come together, if they don't mesh like this and they go like this, then you need to have a conversation
Yeah.
and let that person know that's not okay with me,
Yeah.
right? You have to set those boundaries. And it's okay to have those conversations, and if that other person doesn't receive that, guess what you don't need? You don't need that person
Yeah.
around, because that's not a true friend.
Right.
And just because they're family doesn't mean that they need to be around and have the right to, I'm going to use the word abuse, because one way or another, it's either physically or emotionally, and that's not right either. But
sure.
you have to set that.
Yeah.
You have to set those boundaries. What up, Brittany?
Hi, Brittany.
She said, yes, Arlene, I quit talking to my mom for 17 years, and just 2 years ago started speaking to each other again, and our relationship is so much stronger now.
You see, that's,
Wow, 17 years. I went, so I have two dads. I call them my two dads because they've both been in my life my whole life. My biological dad, I stopped talking to him by my choice when I was 14. And then when Arlene and I moved in together, I was 18. And I never talked about him. She didn't even know about him. And then one day he came up and she was like, what? You have another dad? And I was like, yeah, it's kind of like Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno. And she was like, no, you need to call him. And I was like, nope. Going back to the pride that we were talking about earlier. I was like, nope, not happening. She was like, yes, you are. I was like, no, I'm not. But I knew I had unforgiveness. And because I was still angry. I wasn't, And she's like, no, she's very persistent, as she can be. And she made me call him. I called him.
Well, I'm all about like my kids meeting their family and having people in their lives that they can count on and loved, for them to love and be loved. So I'm all about that. And just knowing that his dad didn't even know about me and I didn't know about him until that moment, I was like, no, I want to meet him. I want to know who he is. And I pushed him.
And I lived in Florida from 88. This was now 98. Actually, by that time, it was probably 99.
Yeah.
And so I had lived in Florida about 11 years to that point, and he had never come to Florida. And that was one of the things that had made me angry, is that I always visited him in Oregon, but he never visited me. And within months, I don't even remember, it was fast. I know it was definitely within 6 months. From the time that I called him to the time that he was in my living room, and we started building a relationship again.
And it's been strong since then.
Yeah, so it's been the last
Yeah.
Almost 24 years now. Yeah, we've had a good relationship.
Yeah.
I talk to him
almost every day.
Pretty frequently.
Yep.
He comes in and watches the streams,
He watches the round table a lot. I don't know. Well,
but
he might be watching.
He doesn't.
So I don't know.
No, he's told us he's
Yeah.
watched our channel too,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he didn't know how to chat. The other night was the first time he ever said anything in chat, and I was on the round table.
Yeah.
So that was awesome to see.
Uh-huh.
Brittany says it had to be done for my mental health. 100%. That's
Of course.
but it's better now than ever, and
Yes.
that is awesome.
Yes.
Ilimar, oh my God, you guys are like the Spanish version of Dr. Phil and his wife. I wish I got paid like Dr. Phil and his
Heck
wife.
yeah. Heck yeah.
Thank you. Michelle is great at forgiving me. I can say things that other women would have knocked my teeth out. Michelle gets upset, and like 5 minutes later, she's saying, "Can we watch TV together?" That sounds familiar. Who's like that? Me. I can be upset, and then 2 minutes later, let's do this. And you're like, how do you just move on? Like,
I'm getting there. It takes me a little bit. I think the most.
oh no, you've gotten way better.
I've gotten way
guys,
better.
she used to get so upset that I couldn't even talk to her. And hours and hours would have to go by before we could even talk. And then it was like I'm on eggshells because I didn't know what was going to happen. So no, it's gotten way better.
Well,
but yeah.
you know, I grew up in an environment where, like, I just, you learn your behaviors from your parents. And so for me, I learned, like, my mom was mad at my dad, and then she wasn't talking to my dad. Yeah. So I'm like, oh,
Taylor, what up? It was so
Hi,
good
Taylor.
seeing you earlier today.
And so for them, that worked. So
Angela, thank you. Good night.
Good night. Thank you for being here.
Have a great day tomorrow.
So that's what I learned. And so for him, that didn't work. He wanted to talk to me right after. And I'm like, what the heck? I just want to be mad at you. Just leave me alone. and he would be like, oh, please, let's just watch something. Or he would try to make me smile. And as soon as I smiled, he's like, oh, you forgave me. That's it. It's over with. You're smiling. So, yeah.
I mean, that's definitely how it is now. If we get in an argument or disagreement, because we don't really argue, we've had we've been together 23 years, almost 24.
Yeah.
And in all the years that we've been together, we've had one fight. We've had several disagreements, but we've only had one fight. That was in the first year of us being together. And
do you remember what it was?
I don't remember what it was over, but I remember what you did.
Oh yeah.
She putted a wooden box full of pictures at my head.
I did, you guys. I was full of anger and unforgiveness and didn't know how to manage it. So I just remember.
I mean, I know I didn't help the situation because I wanted to talk and you didn't want to talk, and I was like, "Talk to me."
Yeah,
and you were like, "Leave me alone."
I was.
And
I did, and I was like, "You're not gonna leave me alone. You better walk out of the room right now, or I'm gonna throw this at you." And he was walking out, and as he was walking out, I threw the thing at him. It was like a wooden box like this big, and I just whoop, and it hit the frame of the door, and he kind of looked, he looked back. He didn't say anything else to me. He just kind of looked back at me and was like, he gave me that look like, I can't believe you just did that. You almost killed me. Or that's how I took it. And then I thought to myself, why did I just do that? And, that's just the behavior that I learned as I was growing up. And so I never did it again. I never, anything to hurt him. I just, from that day forward, I was like, I'm never doing that again to him ever. So if I'm angry, sometimes I do shut down. I'm not going to lie. I do shut down, and then I'll, figure out how to say my feelings to him so that we can move forward and move forward in forgiveness. And It's hard, guys. It's so hard. It's hard to be married. So if you're a young person and thinking about getting married, it's hard. Marriage is hard.
You gotta put work into it.
Yeah. You know, you gotta be able to forgive easy and love hard and keep going and put your best foot forward no matter what.
Put your pride down.
Yeah, put your pride down. And with family, you know, just remember, you know, that hurt people. It sucks, but it's the truth. You know?
They don't, and it's not necessarily their fault, because hurt people were hurt by other people who didn't know any better, and so then you only know what you know.
Right.
You don't know something different.
Right. And it's not an excuse, you know. It's not an excuse for them.
No.
But, you know, just keep that in mind, you know, that
someone has to break the cycle somewhere.
Right. And it starts with you breaking that cycle. It starts with you making the choice to forgive and be happy and take that burden off of you and just keep moving forward and being happy and making the choice to make other people happy.
Yeah. Garrett says, I always believe to keep the door open, lights on. If people are willing to try and not be toxic, I believe I would like the same if I were hurting people and I honestly wanted to repent. I agree too. It's good.
That's a good one.
I'm like Arlene, laugh out loud. It's great we have people in our lives to help us let go.
Yeah.
Marlon says, sometimes you have to be the bigger person, even when you are right, and apologize.
Yes.
Just to make things work or to make things better.
Facts.
I've said that to our kids before too, and they look at me and they go, "What?" I say, "Yes. Just go apologize, but I didn't do anything wrong. It doesn't matter. Sometimes you're apologizing just for the situation. You're not apologizing for something you did because you didn't do anything wrong, but sometimes you doing that helps get that motion going forward to start something new.
To start healing, yeah.
Yeah. I learned how not to be from my parents. There's a lot of truth to that. What up, Kristen? Welcome in.
Hi, Kristen.
How have you been? Ava, hello, good evening. Let's get caught up in chat. Everyone's saying hello to everybody.
Yes.
Nick, good night. Thank you for stopping in.
Yes, thank you for hanging out with us.
Debbie. I always give people second, third chances and more. Excuse me. I have to learn not to be a doormat. Yes. Sometimes it's hard to let go, but I'd rather not have toxic in my life for my physical and mental health.
Yes.
I mean, I know and understand where that comes from, because at the end of the day, we're afraid of being alone, right? And so sometimes we tell ourselves, I would rather have them around and take the toxicity than to be alone. Guys, you're better off being alone than having someone toxic in your life. Not only that, there's someone else out there for you that loves you and knows you're worthy.
Oh, yeah.
Because you are worthy. What up, JC? Yes. Welcome
Hi.
in. Thank you for this conversation tonight. It's wonderful. Yes, thank you for coming in and chatting with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Taylor.
Oh, I appreciate that, Taylor. Thank
Gonzo
you.
says, I forgive you, Arlene, for all the things you say about me.
That's what I was chuckling at. Whatever. Gonzo, I forgive you for being in my life.
Jumbo Sean.
Jumbo.
Katie, what up? Welcome in. We can apologize simply for how something made the other person feel. Yes. Very true.
Yes.
Jeffrey, what up? Welcome in. Just to make peace, you should sometimes... Yep.
Yeah.
Same thing that Marlon was saying.
I agree with that. I'm so glad you guys know this. That's awesome.
What up, Baker? How you doing?
Hi, Baker.
Baker, look what's on the desk.
Baker, I forgive you for calling me salty.
Well, he says he doesn't. Well, Baker, this stream tonight, Baker, is about unforgiveness. So I'm gonna need you to say, Arlene, I forgive you, and we're gonna move on. Brittany says, yes, I got married very young, and we've been married 16 years tomorrow. Oh, well, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
We got married young, too.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of work My grandparents are on their 71st anniversary this year.
When I grow up, I want to be like them.
Wow.
Wow. That's amazing.
We got married in 2000. I was 20. And so we have a long ways to get to that.
Yeah.
Wow, 71.
That's awesome.
So we'll be married 22 years this year.
Yeah.
Wow.
22 years.
Do I even have that many years left to get to 71? I don't think so. Dang. So, Mar, what up, Mar? How's it going?
Hi, Mar.
Yep, Ilimar knows where that pin comes from. The baker gave that to her the other night when we saw him at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
So, yes, 100%. Lots of communication.
Yes. It's, yeah.
Big time. Is that, oh, sorry, Arlene, I forgive you.
For you putting salt on my...
But doesn't that make it
Baker,
taste better?
I forgive you for throwing a spitball in my hair. That's the only reason why I put salt in your thing.
Oh, so she was vengeful.
I was vengeful. I'm
She
sorry
didn't
for
have
being...
forgiveness at the time.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm sorry for being vengeful.
Um,
Can we just continue to be friends and peace? Wait, here, look.
the white flag.
Okay? There we go. Call truce. Wow, 26 years. Congratulations.
That is awesome.
Sean, oh my goodness, you guys are amazing. Spitball, uh-huh. Yeah, go, yep. Oh, I sure did. I did. I wanted to. Yeah. I was like, Jesus, I love you. Yeah, that type of thing.
Do you have anything else that you would like to finish with?
No, I think I said what I need.
Yeah,
yes, Jeffrey, if you'd like to send a message, you can. We're open to that.
And we've had a great conversation with you guys tonight.
We've been married for 31 years this year.
Wow, congratulations.
It's compromise and patience on each side. I completely agree.
You guys don't look old enough to be married 31 years.
Wow.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Very cool.
Gonzo, you have to... Yeah.
Mara says there's someone I haven't seen in a month of Sundays. Hello. Yep.
Yeah.
I know. She's been.
I know. It's so good to see her back on.
Hopefully she gets back to 100% soon.
Yeah.
But guys, thank you so much for coming in tonight. You know, today is day 25 of 2022.
Yeah.
This was something that, you know, just came up, us talking and stuff, and wanted to share with you guys. And just like the other ones, we're sharing based off of our own personal experiences and the things that we've had to grow through. You know, like last night, Garrett from Monarch Moments had a great stream late
check
last
their
night.
Stream out.
And we had some great
awesome.
conversation. Yeah. I say last night, but it was like 4:00 this morning. And dealing with anger and stuff like that. And I was sharing with him that, you know, right before I met her, I was a really angry person. And up until my 30s, I was a negative person.
He was a sailor, to say the least.
But, you know,
he had a potty mouth.
Well, and I was mad.
Yeah.
I was mad at everything. So, you know,
doing a whole year of Vlogmas.
growing and you know, personally, and going through the things we've done and learning from those things, you know, we found it invaluable. And we love talking and sharing with people. As almost all of you know, especially the ones that have met us, personal relationships are important to us. People matter to us. You know,
it's also important for you to know, or to what's the word? I can't think of the word. I guess discern is the word. Okay. So it's important for you to discern who you can build relationships with and trust, right? Because you can't trust everybody. You can be kind and loving and share with everybody, but you can't share your heart with everybody. You can't share your deepest, most inner being with just anybody. You know, I have a handful of people that I trust, especially this guy. Like, he is my best friend. If I'm going through something, he is the first one that is going to know. Other than God, second to God is him. Like, he will know everything that's going on with me, and then, you know, he helps me through it. And if he can't help me through it, he prays with me, you know. But you can't share your heart with everybody, because not everybody is wanting the best for you. And it sucks to say that, but it is the truth, you know. Some people can say, oh, you know, blah 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 blah, I'm so happy for you, and behind you it's like. So, you know, just be careful and discern who you're gonna let in your life. You know, there's people that'll fight for your friendship and for your love, and those are the people and that respect your boundaries, and that you can be you. If you can be you with that person, and they can be themselves with you, those are the people you want in your life, that you know that you can truly share. Hi, Tina.
What up, Tina?
Hi. So good to see you.
We're wrapping up now. You're definitely going to want to catch the replay.
Yeah.
We've had a great conversation tonight.
So yeah, just discern who your friends are and who you're letting in your life, who you're letting in your home, or, you know, because not everybody you know, again, it sucks, but not everybody wishes you the best, you know?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Vanessa was in the room when I was forgiving Arlene. She said I should not shoot spitballs at dinner anyone. So I'm sorry I shot a spitball in your hair. Please forgive me.
I do forgive you. I love you so much. I love you so much, Baker. I do.
So, you know, you know, because the whole daily thing is myself. Obviously you've seen Arlene with me some days. I ask her if she wants to come on and share with me as well, especially when we're going to have topics like this, because us back and forth is a lot better to help bring out memories and stuff, because you know,
we do want, like, this is not only for you guys, but for our grandchildren, so they can get to know us too. Like, we don't have grandchildren yet, but we're thinking the bigger picture. So
yeah, I mean, you know, like I was saying before,
you, Baker.
Relationships are important to us, and so we also want to invest in those relationships, and this is one way for us to do that. And you know,
for you guys to get to know us better.
And if we didn't share best practices that's helped us through being together for 24 years and married 22, then what kind of people are we? You know, if we're not showing God's love, then what kind of people are we? And so with that, we're going to end it. I love you guys. We love you guys. Yeah. Remember, love is magical.
So magical.
Go share it with someone.
Every day.
Have a great evening. Have a great and magical Wednesday, and we will see you guys tomorrow.